Alright, hello and welcome back. So now we're actually going to make the example level. As you can see here, I just made a small example for how we can set it up in the dialog editor. We have a start that start out with a branch. The letter check did we talk. If that is true, well, it's just gonna go and say what's up. If we didn't talk, it's gonna say hey mate, good to see you. Actually, I think we need the female name over here as well. See, I found one rather big inconvenient is, oh, I forgot this. So now I actually have to delete this part and add it in. So that's definitely something that might need to be added, that we have a move up and move down function. So that's definitely something that would be rather nice to have. But then it goes into the question where you can say not much, I will pay to color you, I will pay to color me. And one is grayed out and one is hidden, and one costs 50 and one costs 100. So if you say not much, it just goes up and changes the image and go okay. If not, it removes the money and color. And then it goes to here and say anything else. Well, the mail actually says, well, I don't think so, just to show that we can use the continue. In theory, we probably shouldn't have made this, but I just wanted to show that the continue thing worked. So it goes over here, and female say ask so, and you can just say bye, that ends the conversation, or you can say can we start over, that starts the conversation over, or color us and give us money. And it's pretty much just that it gives you money and health and repeats it, so it should jump right back to this one here. Alright, so now that we have this thing here, just go save it. You can make your own. It doesn't need to be this big here, I just wanted to kind of have all the functions that could be used. So how do we actually make an example that can actually use all of this? Well, let's get to it. So first up, we need to find out which of those scripts down here actually could be reused for other examples. And that's pretty much where I came to the conclusion that a couple of them could be moved up. So let's make some folders. So we literally have the dialog where get dialog data should pretty much just be up here, as it just gets the data, so there's no reason for this to be down here. And the language controller is also something that doesn't really belong to any specific of the examples, so that can also just be moved up here. Rather irritating that has to compile each time we move it. Let's see, what else did I move? Well, the events. Well, actually, some of them we can also move. Let's just make a new folder called events. The color and random color events, they're not specific to, again, to any example. Let's just see. Yeah, but oh, let's actually move that up here and then make it so each example inherits for game events. Then we can do some inheritance. And actually, let's make a player as well, a base player, where each player inherits base player. That way we don't have to rewrite how it moves, pretty much just the stuff that is saved on the player. Alright, let's see, what more do we need? Actually, I'm just gonna cheat and look over at my other example. I'm just gonna add in, well, we need one that will run the game events for this specific example. So see example 1 as your game. The things we make down here is specific for your game and will only work in your game. So that's the idea behind example scene 1, is that they need to be custom made to actually work for your game. And then we need UI, we need a choice button. And I will, this one, the choice button, is pretty much where it will contain the data for when you clicking a choice, and we will have one that contains the data for a continue button. And then we will also have one that display the game UI for the specific game. So I think I will have where we show the money and the health. I don't think we need any more of that. And also, I'm also going to be lazy and have the did we talk on the player. Well, it should be on the NPC, but I just yeah, I'm lazy right now. Okay. Let's see. Dialog button container. Guess we should also have that. Let's add that in. Do we have all our examples now? Let's see. Oh yeah, we actually have this one as well. We need a specific one that can calculate the different events. So let's add that in as well here. We need one for using string event conditions, and we of course need one for the modifier as well. Alright. The reason why we are making them a small script is just to make the code more usable so we can rinse repeat everywhere. That's pretty much the idea behind it. So let's actually open up our get dialog data and actually have a look if this needs changing. And that is because this is now this. I'm just gonna be lazy and copy paste it over. But it's pretty much that we just need to change this and I think this. But by doing this, I don't have to do any of that. Errors from the past, be shamed. They'll be gone, probably. Alright, so now this is done. Beautiful, beautiful. And actually, I have decided just to go with example. So we probably need to do that with a lot of scripts now. Let's go back. Because each of those here now need the example namespacing. So we can go in here and go blop. How about we actually don't save? That way I don't think it will be angry at us each time we go in and out. Yeah, this is a much better, much better. Names. Oh yeah, we can just do this. Face cam. And then we need those two here. Oh, that's actually, there we go. Alright, if you have forgotten my hotkeys again, it is pretty much enter, delete, then you hold alt down and go the arrow down. And then you hold control down and press KD. So if you were wondering. Alright, I think, yeah, we should probably also do that with down here. Oh, that is an angry asset. Where are you? This is this one here, yeah. So let's just go over here and open all those. I want to open up the right one. And my idea is just to go plop. And let me just check what I did. I went EX01. That's probably not the right thing you should call it, but that's just to say this is example one. And by adding it behind a namespace, that just means that you can we can have multiple players that are in each of their own namespaces. It's just so that we can have a lot of stuff that's named the same, pretty much. That is the short of it. Zip. And the player. Whoop. Dialog. Guys, note. Oh, should probably probably add the namespacing before we do this. And the last one here. Now my namespacing on most of the example ones where I literally name this is probably not the best naming, as this is just, examples. But one thing you probably will notice that, let's just take this one here, is that the namespace right here is different compared to like player. So how can they talk to each other? Well, that's because everything inside Casper, this one can see, and everything inside dialog, this one can see, and everything inside example, this one can see. So it sees everything here, sees everything here, it sees everything here, and it sees everything inside here. So that's how namespacing works. That's actually also something I didn't know. Meaning we don't need to copy paste this up here and go like this. We don't need that. So that is another thing you should know. However, if we did like this, then we would need this. But we're not going to. We're just going to go dot. All right. So let's get cracking. Actually, let's go into the player and move the normal stuff in here. So we're actually just gonna take everything, copy paste. Let's clog it in there and go base player. Move that in here. Pliggity plug. Alright, let's see, what do we need? Oh, we don't need that one. Do we need those? It sure do look like it. Alright, good, good, good. Alright. Yeah. So let's go into player and literally just remove everything. And then we go base player. Okie dokie. And I'm just gonna quickly open it up so I also can see it myself and the other one. Clickety, cloggety. Alright, so another thing that you might not know that I just found out that if I do this and let's go update as well. Update and fixed update. Now those here will actually override the base version. So how do we make it so they actually don't override it? Well, we need to make them protected. So we need to go and say protected, protected, and protected. And then we need to go into our player, and we can then, it will then tell us that we should call it new. I don't know why. I think it's something with Unity that you have to go new, and then you have to go base dot awake. So I think this is Unity's way of overriding by typing new. So we can do that here as well, and do that here as well. Let's actually just make it protected as well. Why not? And then we just go base dot update and base dot fix update. And this way the player should now run. So let's go in, have it load, go over and remove player, and drag the new player in. Let's have a look-see. Whoa! Alright, that's a little fast. It was free, we had it on. Yeah, so you can see it now, it works fine. So let me just show you if we then remove the base one and go back in and click play. It no longer works, and I'm clicking. So that's something if you wanna inherit in mono games, and you also want the base version to be running something. So that's something I actually didn't know, and I hope you can use that as well. Should probably set this to free, as it seems that is the normal amount it wants to move. Alright, so let's go into our player, because we need our new values. So let's see. I'm pretty much just going to copy paste them more because, laziness and stuff. So we have the money, health, and did we talk? And I set it to false in the beginning. Then we of course want the properties for them, and those here are set to get only, because we actually want I want to make some events for the UI. So we're gonna make some Unity events here. Like Unity actions, they're called, but we're gonna use those actions to put into events. So we're gonna roll down, and in the beginning, let's make a start. We are going to invoke those, meaning they will change the dialog in the top to be well, right now they won't, but we will invoke those actions. So my idea is that we will, instead of updating our UI every frame, we will only update them when health and money is changed by invoking. We will then subscribe our UI to this event here, to this action, and whenever we change the health, whenever we change it by going this here, we will then invoke this this action. This way, the UI will only update whenever the value is changed. Well, if you get a 0 inside it, it was also changed, but this way you will make sure it always changing. It's not running in update, and that will of course give you some performance. I don't know how much performance it requires to update your UI, but the less updates you have, the less things you have in update, the better performance. So let's actually just make the UI so you can see my idea behind it. And that is our game UI. So let's go into game UI. Game UI. I'm just gonna copy paste it over because, laziness. And we're gonna add the text field. And why are those angry? Cannot declare a value of the static. Oh, it chose media type. Why did it choose that? We need the Unity UI. Alright. So here we have the UI for the money text and the health text. So here we use find object of type player. Again, you should normally not use this, but I think it's alright to use it inside of awake if it is in the start of the scene. But I think it's alright in this. Just don't have too many of them, pretty much. Then we check if it is null. Well, if it didn't find it, well, then don't try to add the events. So we will go in on the player on change money event. We can go to the description, and that is that Unity action here. We will then subscribe to this action with this specific method. This is in theory, we are making this method here in theory, meaning whenever we call it, well, we are changing the money text to money.player.money. And the same with health. So we're changing the text health into player health. Let's see, how long is this video? We can go a little longer. So let's actually save this. And should we actually test this out? Yeah, we should. So let's make some money UI before we actually start making the other UI. Let me just check, how did we do over here? We just made it empty, so let's just do that. Empty, and we're gonna fill up the entire scene. Let's actually see how it looks. There we go, alright. Let's just close this down and call it game UI. Actually, let's add a vertical group on it. I don't think height should be it. And then if we add, simply just add some text field, text field here. Alright, and let's call it money text. Zoom in on it. Well, that definitely needs to be a little bigger. Let's just do this and go 35. Make it completely black. I like that better. Just go money 00000, just so we can see it down here. Alright, definitely needs to be bigger. How about 50? Well, that's about right. Let's just say it goes all the way to the other end. And it's just in one line. And let's make one more. There we have it. And we're just going to rename this to health text. In theory, it doesn't matter what's inside here. We can just go health because they're going to be changed anyway. So we're just gonna drag the health text in over and money and health. Now if we press play, it should change it. It did. Hooray! Right, so if we click on our player, it should be the same numbers, 10 and 70. Wonderful. All right, so that is the start of it. I'm now going to end the video here, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.